Hello, friends of 301 and maybe just on the internet.
And our enemies too.
And our enemies too. Especially our enemies, actually.
Fuck you.
We are here in Mikasa.
It's decorated very nicely for Christmas,
Yes.
which is Friday actually.
Yes.
I mean, by the time we get it on the internet, hopefully I'll get it up before Christmas, but no promises on that.
It'll be our Christmas gift to the world.
Yeah.
So, we have had a very exciting few days.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday was mostly just sitting around and watching things, but it was enjoyable.
It was enjoyable. And then today,
we went into the city, New York City to be specific, and we saw Spring Awakening, which is doing an extremely limited engagement. If you have any information about the threshold between extremely limited engagement and limited engagement, I would love to know. Please leave that.
Please email Anne because she was very interested in knowing the difference.
Because this was marketed as an extremely limited engagement, but we were lucky enough to see it. Shout out to the Theater Development Fund for cheap tickets at the TKTS booth. Or tickets. TKTS.
The tickets booth in Times Square, spelled T-C-K-T-S.
There's no C in it.
There is.
No, there isn't. It's only 4 letters. TKTS.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna look that up later. The tickets booth in Times Square, which is really great. Their service fee goes to support theater programs, so it's great if you happen to be in New York and you want to go see a Broadway show. Go see them. The show we went to see tonight, Spring Awakening, it's a great musical. What was special about the production that we saw tonight was that it was produced by a company called Deaf West, and both hearing and deaf actors participated in the show. And it was a really cool, interesting experience. 2 of the 3 main characters, Moritz and Vendla, were performed by 2 actors. The deaf actors did sign language and the body movements of the characters, and the hearing actors provided the voices of the characters.
And I believe they also did Marta that way.
Yes.
And I feel like there
are several other
several others, but yeah, the main 3.
Out of the main 3.
Vendla and Moritz.
And it was actually a very beautiful, moving production. It was really interesting to see a musical artfully use silence. There are a few scenes in which it's totally silent and they just have the deaf actors signing and back and forth to each other with the text of what they're saying behind them on stage.
There's also moments where hearing actors are speaking and they use text to translate for deaf people because the production is done with the idea that deaf or hearing you can go understand everything that's going on and enjoy the show. And
consistently throughout the show, even every single time there is a conversation between 2 people, they both there's both signing and actual language being spoken. Except for, like we said, the few scenes in which there was only sign language with text on the background. But it was really, really wonderful. I think the main 3 were very talented. The main 3 and their additional voices are all very talented. The staging was really cool and fun.
Yeah. It was the first musical I'd ever really seen where, Lola did not go see Spring Awakening with us.
Sadly, no.
And I don't know how happy she is about that.
She's a little bit upset. She'll be okay.
Okay.
She's a big musical fan.
Yeah. So, what's Lola's favorite musical? I'm curious.
Currently it is, probably...
Is it Hamilton?
It is Hamilton.
Hamilton's everyone's current favorite musical.
I would say currently she's been listening to Christmas tunes, but Hamilton is probably her favorite of all time.
It's true. I am not throwing away my shot. I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic.
By the way, if anyone wants to go see Hamilton, tell me who you sold your soul to get tickets, and I will go and sell my soul to them.
True.
But focusing back on Spring Awakening.
So, yeah. The music in it is really good, but what I was very impressed about with this particular show is there's a lot of really good dialogue in it as well. It's not one of the musicals where you're just constantly waiting for characters to sing.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that experience in musicals before where the music's really fantastic. I think Grease is a good example of that. Grease has a really...
I mean, Grease is also a bit inane, like, as a musical.
Grease has some really fun songs in it, but the plot is shit, I think is the technical term for it. The plot of Grease isn't particularly compelling, so whenever I watch Grease, I'm kind of like, okay, this is fun and all, but when they're not singing, it's not as interesting. But some of the most memorable parts of this show actually were not even musical numbers.
Not even musical related.
Which was really impressive.
I think my favorite scene of the show might be the scene between Moritz and his dad.
There's the scene where Vedla and Melchior, they have a scene together where he's like whipping her, which sounds really bizarre, but in context it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the scene of Moritz and his dad where they're both signing.
And
Yo, Lola, what's up? Lola's trying to get into my camera bag. What's in there? Hey, you can come up.
And so, yes. And then I mean, for anyone who's ever listened to the Spring Awakening soundtrack, it's really a really great soundtrack. Probably one of my favorite musical soundtracks, actually.
I was reading in the playbill, it won a Grammy, and I think, did it win a Tony as well?
It won Tony for Best Musical.
Yeah, so Tony for Best Musical, and I think Grammy for, like, Best, like, movie or Best Show.
I think it was Best Soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah. So definitely go check out the soundtrack. And it's one of those soundtracks where even if you think you're not really into show tunes or musical theater isn't your thing, this is one of the great ones to listen to. Hamilton being another one to go listen to.
Hamilton's another great one to listen to.
Just because it's inspired more by like traditional kind of rock music as opposed to traditional show tunes.
Mm-hmm. In the Heights is another great non-traditional Broadway soundtrack.
The guy who did the music for Spring Awakening is Duncan Sheik, who had that song in the 90s called Barely Breathing. Not sure if you remember that. Breathing, I can't find the air. Don't know where. We don't know the lyrics to Barely Breathing.
It's a good song.
It is a good song though, as are the songs of Spring Awakening. Mm-hmm. Good job, Duncan Sheik. Sheik?
I think it's Sheik.
Duncan Sheik.
Duncan Sheik. I'm sorry if we pronounced your name wrong.
Who also... Teaser apparently is doing the music for a musical adaptation of American Psycho that's coming next year.
Which will be very good to see. It premieres on March 24th. Yeah. I don't know what theater. You're going to have to look that up by yourself.
You're independent. I believe in you.
But so, please go see Spring Awakening if you can at the Brooks Atkinson Theater. It is there until January 24th.
And remember, even if you're not in New York, support whatever theater you do have access to because it's really fun and you'll probably enjoy it.
Yes, and it's a great creative outlet for everyone, especially young people.
Yes.
And I think that is it.
We're good. Yay!
High five. Bye.
Come on, Lola, you want a high five?
She doesn't want to do that.